imagine you have a bank. A bank has credit cards. So credit card is a product. A bank have insurance. A bank might have deposits. And let's stop. Just 3 different products. Is everybody with me? Credit card, insurance, and deposits. So, and then if we imagine a complex IT architecture which supports each of these products, it might be that, okay, credit card is using this is a customer background check. Customer background check. This is an IT system which takes your social security number and runs it with police, right? And checking that, okay, you're not a crook. If you have insurance product, if your credit card piece of your business have already built a piece which checks the background of a client, why should you reinvent the wheel? Of course, you will be reusing it. Do we agree? Like, hey guys, do you have a great background check on the customers? Yes, we have. Can you run this for us? Of course we can. So you will reuse this piece. The insurance guys, they have, I don't know, calculating interest rate as a piece, like a module that calculates interest rate on a car loan or whatever, right? Car loan. I'm creating examples on the fly, so excuse me if they are too silly, but I'm trying to take something simple for us. So if you know how to calculate interest rate and you have a box that does it, imagine when you have deposits, these guys probably also want to reuse that piece, right? Why should they write their own piece which calculates interest rate if somebody else in the same organization already done it? Right? So essentially, if you understand where I'm going with this, different products have built different modules for themselves, and other different products are now reusing other different products, and the whole thing becomes like an entangled and intertwined piece of crap that nobody knows how this shit works. And this is a banking architecture in a normal bank today. And not just the bank. If you take any bigger corporation which is trying to build a good IT platform, usually you will find a mess like this because everybody is trying to optimize, right? And they are trying to reuse what has already been written. The problem starts, that would not be the problem if those modules were doing exactly what they're like, exactly the same thing for each product. The trouble starts when the guys from insurance business, they come to the guys from the credit card business and they say, you know what, guys, you have this beautiful customer background check module. You know, we need it to work slightly different for us. And this is the road to hell. So if they would just kept the module the way it was, there wouldn't be any problem. Problem starts when insurance product needs this customer background check module to work slightly different than the guys from the credit card. And of course, the guys from the credit card said, like, of course, guys, we understand you. Okay, what do you need? And they say, you know what? Usually when the numbers are coming from you, when 1 is coming, 2 is coming out. This is for your process. For our process, when 1 is coming, please, can 5 come out? This is the only change we need, right? Please. And of course, those guys will make like, okay, if now there is some logic in this customer background check. If the request is coming from credit card business and you get 1, you will have to send 2 out of the box. If it's coming from insurance business, when we get 1, we should send 5 out of the box. And when you have 1 change like this, it's still okay. We can document it, but the trouble starts when Deposits ask, hey guys, if it's coming from us, we want 7 to come out. And another guy from another product comes and says, oh, you know what? For us, 1 should not be it should be 0. And the more things, the more changes in different boxes are happening over time, sooner or later, you will have no people who understand how this shit works. Like no business analyst will be able to track all those exceptions that we have created over 15 years of building our banking architecture. Is everybody with me? Is this familiar, or have you seen examples like this?
That's real life.
That's real life for many corporations. I worked a lot with banks. That's why I'm talking about banks here. But believe me, we have other, like, it's not just bank specific. It's specific, like, as soon as you start building multiple products in the same company on the same architecture, over time, you will end up with a monster. and that's why Scrum, when Scrum was introduced, we were thinking, and then imagine, like, the problem gets worse. So there is a team of 5 guys who work on the customer background check module. There's a team, right? There is another module which calculates interest rates. And we have a team here with 5 guys who work on the interest module calculation, and they take care of this, right? Every team has a boss. The boss has a list of work that his or her team needs to be doing with their box. Is everybody with me so far? So now, an interesting part. Imagine you have a manager or product owner or business, like, let me not use Scrum terms. I want to use traditional ones. So this is a business line, and the guy who is running the insurance business for the bank, we call them business, right? Business. So these guys are business. On the left side, they are business. On the right side, they are IT guys, right? So the business guy who runs insurance business, he needs to make certain changes with the box which calculates interest rates for his insurance product, right? So this guy here, I'll draw a hat and a guy with a cigar. So he is a business guy, smoking cigar. He wants changes for the insurance business in the interest rate calculation module. The problem is that this business guy on last New Year celebration, he didn't make friends with this module. Let's call this king of interest module, right? So if those guys are not friends, the request from the business guys from insurance will probably end up at the bottom of the list with changes that needs to be made in the interest module. And the king of that module, because they are not friends with that business guy, he will prefer all other guys' work rather than, like, he sometimes he just want to hurt that guy for whatever shit he was doing to him before, right? The problem is that, of course, no changes will take place in the insurance business product unless this small king of the interest module will make the changes. Is everybody with me? And again, this is how corporate politics start in large corporations, right? Because every little guy which is in charge of every little module feels like a king because he has a huge list of changes that needs to be implemented in his module. And all those business guys, they are begging, right? They are begging to, like, please take my shit first. And depending on the relationship and the quality of the relationship, which shouldn't be the case, but which is real life, right? But depending on the quality of their relationship, if the guy from the credit card business comes He will get immediate help because they are good friends, but this guy will never get help because they are not friends. And these things do happen again in corporations a lot. And this is how I'm slowly coming to the idea that Scrum brought to us, where Scrum, in Scrum, we said, hey guys, let's take one guy from the interest payment module. Let's take one guy from the background check module. Let's take one guy from whatever modules you need, right? In order to build your own product, create a team of people which can touch any module that you need in order to build your product end to end.